Hello and welcome back to another video on my channel, and today we're going to be predicting the Premier League table. So just get straight into it. So number one position I have gone for is Manchester City. I think Manchester City is pretty much a must with being champions of the Premier League. I think that they have the squad. They've got Foden. They've got Sterling, players like that in their squad, and I think that contributes to them trying to win the league, and when they do win the league. So yeah. So next team I've gone for, and plus they've got, with Manchester City, they've got a big points gap. So they've got about like a 13, 12 point gap between them and Manchester United, and that's exactly who I'm going to lead on to, is Manchester United in second. So Manchester United, obviously they've got players like Fernandes, they've obviously got McTominay, players like that. I think that then players like that contribute to a team, and also they've got that gap between Manchester United and Manchester City. But I think if they never had that sort of gap, and the gap was a bit sort of tighter, I reckon that maybe they had have a chance. Because that gap's already been created, I don't think they will. Anyway, next team I have gone for is Leicester. Let me just move the camera, just because I can't see. Right, next team I've gone for is Leicester City. So Leicester City, good squad. They've obviously got players like Vardy, Harvey Barnes, players like that. Obviously got players like Harvey Barnes, Jamie Vardy. It's quite close at the top. I think Leicester City, their form's been alright. Obviously they lost to Arsenal, but apart from that, their form is good. So I reckon that they will pull through and get third place. So fourth I've gone for is West Ham United. I think with West Ham, obviously they've got good players again, with Souček, Lingard coming in and tidying up bits and pieces across the pitch. Obviously they've got obviously they're scoring goals. Souček is one of their key players in the Prem, with them scoring goals. Lingard, since he's come in, he's scored quite a few goals as well, which is good for them, because with West Ham, everyone predicted them to go down this season, and they've quite much done the opposite, and they've just got better and better. Right, next team I've gone for is Chelsea. With Chelsea, I think the big disappointment is the amount they spent in the summer. They've not done anything with it, and they've just basically wasted their money on, say, Havertz. Havertz, I don't think the amount of money they paid for, I don't think that is a good enough signing for them. Same with Werner. The thing is with Werner, though, he hasn't been scoring as a striker, but yeah, he's coming through with. He's now getting better, and he's obviously scored 5 goals. But I think there is some room for improvement there. Their run of form's been alright, but I think what will cost them is the fact that with Lampard, they lost quite a few easy games like West Brom and games like that. And yeah, I think it's quite close up there. Yeah, points, they're only 1 point off top 4. Same with West Ham are only like 4 points off getting third, and same with Leicester, they're only 1 point off getting second, but there is a 12 gap between first and second. So I reckon Chelsea will come in at fifth place, and yeah, I think that will happen. They've won 3 out of their last 5. They've drawn 2, so it's the right form again. But yeah, I think they'll do all right. Right, next position I've gone for is Everton. So I think Everton will get 6th place in the Prem. They're doing all right. At the start of the season, they did really well. They've lost 2 in their last 5. They've won 2, drawn 1. Points, they've got 40 points. They're sitting at 7th at the minute. 40 points. They're 3 behind Liverpool, who's sitting in 6th. And they are 4 behind Chelsea, who's sitting in 5th. I think they'll just push and they'll get 6th. I think top 4 is just out of it now. I don't think they will get top 4. But I think 6th is a reasonable place for Everton. Right, next I've gone for Liverpool. I think Liverpool will get 7th place. Liverpool lost 4 in their last 5, won 1. So they've obviously lost quite a few this season. Like I said, they are a point off the Europa qualification spot, which is 5th. They're sitting in they're sitting in 6th at the minute though. They're 2 points off 4th, so they could push for that sort of Champions League sort of place, but I don't think they will. I think they'll stay in. I think they'll drop. I think Everton will go up, they'll drop, and I think they'll go 7th. Especially with the injuries they've got in Van Dijk, Henderson, and they've got a centre-back sort of crisis at the minute, so I reckon they will sit in at 7th. Next, I have gone for Tottenham Hotspur in 8th. I think Tottenham, they did really well at the start of the season. Harry Kane, good striker. Son, very good sort of left mid. But since Kane's been out, they've dropped points. Kane's come back in, they've still dropped points. But they're now picking up sort of form a bit. Bale's come back and he's picking up form. Lost 3 in their last 5, won 2, which is alright. It's alright form for Tottenham. But yeah, I think they will pick up form a little bit. I think they'll stay where they are at the minute, which is 8th. I don't think they'll go anymore. But yeah, I think they're doing alright. So yeah, I think next place though will be Arsenal Football Club. I think Arsenal are a bit of like a dodgy side at the minute. They're sort of winning at the start of the season. They were losing every single game, which has cost them. Obviously, they have lost 3 in their last 5, won 2. But they're picking up form. Saka's a very good, like sort of left mid, sort of striker, sort of like very good at creating chances and striking. They're sitting at 37 points, which is 2 points behind Aston Villa, which are 9th, and it's 2 points behind Tottenham, which are 8th. But they are 3 points off Everton and Everton. 6 points off Liverpool, so they are quite near that Europa League spot. But I don't think they'll quite make it based on the fact they did lose near enough every game at the start of the season. Next, I'm going to go for is I'm going to go for Leeds. 8th, 9th, 10th. I think Leeds will get 10th spot. Leeds United, good squad again. Bamford, Rafinha, Phillips, good centre backs. They are sitting at 11th in a minute. They've lost 3 in their last 5, won 2. Sitting at 35 points. That is 2 points behind Arsenal, who's sitting in 10th, and that's 4 points behind Aston Villa, who's sitting in 9th. And 4 points behind Tottenham, who is sitting in 8th. I think Leeds United. They've been picking up wins here and there. They're on the right form, as I said. They lose against quite the top 4 teams, or top 6 teams, but they are beating the bottom teams. And I think just coming up from the Championship, I think that's good for them. Like I said, Bamford, very good player. I think he's done very well for Leeds United. Next, I've gone for Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa are a good side. Ollie Watkins, he had a dry spell of goal, like he didn't want scoring for quite a long time. They've got 2 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, which is the right form, I guess, for them. 39 points, like I said, so it's the same points as Tottenham. 1 point behind Everton, but I think they will drop points as the games go on and they get harder sort of teams. Because I don't think that they are doing as well as they did at the start of the season, which is my opinion. Next team I have gone for is Wolves. Wolves, very good side, very physical. They're sort of like a Championship Premier League side. So Championship's very physical and very intense, and I think that's what Wolves sort of done, and they're still doing since they've been up. 3 wins in the last 5, 2 draws, 34 points, 1 point behind Leeds. So yeah, they're doing pretty well. I think Traore is a big part in that, with him being more like the physical and fast player that brings the balls up the pitch. Obviously, they're missing Jimenez, which I think has cost them. I think if they didn't miss Jimenez, they'd be higher up on the table at the minute. And I think I'll predict them higher, but I don't think that they will get higher based on the fact they ain't scoring. They've got -6 goal difference, and they're doing all right. So they might move up the table. Next, I've gone for Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, very dodgy side with winning and losing. Lost 2 in the last 5, 1-2, drawn 1, but it's proven, and I know Palace fans don't admit it, but it's proven that when Zaha's not in the side, you tend to lose. 7 games he's not been in this season, and you've lost 6. 33 points at the minute, 1 point behind Wolves, 2 points behind Leeds United. But like I said, lost 2, 1-2. Iffy form, like Zaha, they're missing Zaha, and he's not match fit. So I don't think he's going to be playing a few more games, which I think is a big loss because I don't think they'll win them games. As I said, it's been proven that they don't win games without him in it. So that's just my opinion. And I don't think they've got the players to push on. I don't think Benteke is an amazing striker, but I don't think he's a bad striker. So I don't think he's going to score as much as, say, the other strikers in these other teams. Next team I have gone for. So these are the teams that I think. 1, 2, 3. Right, one more team that I think will survive. Will get mid-table. Will be Burnley. And Burnley will get mid-table. They are on 28 points. They are 2 points behind Southampton. They are 5 points behind Crystal Palace. The form's not great. Drawing 3, losing 1, winning 1. Pope's a good keeper. I think he'll leave at the end of the season and maybe go to Tottenham because Tottenham need a new keeper. I think that they haven't got the players to. They haven't got good enough players to push on to the bigger sort of positions in the league. And I do think all the teams that are above them right now are the better teams and they should be above them. Apart from one team, which is going to be just about surviving relegation, which is Southampton. I think Southampton are very poor at the minute. They've lost 4 in their last 5, drawn 1. So they're not good form. Ings ain't scoring. No one's scoring for them. They're on 30 points, which is 3 behind Crystal Palace. They got, like I said, two points between them and Burnley. They're 14th for the minute. And no one's scoring for them. So I don't think they're going to get anywhere. Obviously, they did that 9. They got scored. United scored 9 past them the other week. Vestergaard ain't good in form. He's getting red cards. But yeah, I think they'll sit in 15th and just survive relegation. I think Another team that survived relegation is Newcastle United. I think Newcastle United, even though they haven't got many points in the minute, they're on the same points as Brighton, which is 26. They are on 2 points between them and Burnley at the minute, and Burnley are 15th and they're 17th. So if they win a few more games if they win, say, more games when it comes up, they could push up and maybe just about survive. I think it'll be very close in the next position, but I think Fulham will take the last surviving relegation spot. They're on 23 points. They're 3 points behind Brighton and Newcastle, who are just above them. I think it'll be very tight. Fulham are in alright form. They've drawn 3, 1, 2 in their last 5. Like I said, 23 points. If they win another one, they could be the same points as Brighton, and Newcastle could be in the relegation zone. Also, if Newcastle win and Brighton lose, it could all drop. So, like I said, I think Brighton will be on the way to Championship because they're not having got good form. Losing 2, drawing 2, and winning 1. 26 points. That's 3 off Fulham, and I don't think they've got the squad. Malpay, he's not a good goal scorer. Trossard, he's alright. He's just fast. He's not nothing really to him. Lamptey, I don't know what he's doing. I think he's injured. McAllister's probably the best player in the pitch in the midfield area. But apart from that, Brighton haven't got a good enough squad. Dunk, I don't think he's good enough. I think he's Championship level. And I think most of their players are Championship level. Lallana, he's had his time. Welbeck, he's had his time. They're just signing old players. And I don't think it's going to be good enough for them. Next, obviously, West Brom and Sheffield United I think they're pretty much certain that they're going to go. Because, I mean, Sheffield United are on, 11 points. They're not going to get more than enough to survive. And West Brom, I think, are the same. They haven't got more than enough to survive. Sheffield United losing 4 in their last 5. And West Brom losing 2, drawing 2 and winning 1. Both teams are not good enough for the Prem anymore, especially with Sheffield United doing what they did last season. But I don't think that they are good enough for the Prem anymore, and I don't think they will survive. So that is my final lineup. I've gone for Manchester City winning. I've gone for Manchester United, Leicester and West Ham getting Champions League. Chelsea, Europa. Everton, Europa. Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal, Leeds, Villa, Wolves, Palace and Burnley being mid-table. Surviving relegation, I've gone for Southampton, Newcastle and Fulham. And then on the way to Championship, I've gone for Brighton, West Brom and Sheffield United. Please let me know in the comments if there is anything you change. Personally, I think that's pretty solid. I think based on the team's performance at the minute and all the teams, how they're performing at the minute, I think that is pretty solid, and I think that's what the end result's going to be. I think the most upsetting one will probably be the Brighton decision I've made, because if I'm being honest, they haven't been in good form and they haven't got good enough players. So that's my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you would change and what you would keep the same. If anything, would you keep the same, and if anything, you'd change. Please subscribe. Follow me on Twitch. The names and that are below. I'll put the links in the description. Subscribe to me, give me a like, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.